Hi, morning all. Hope you're doing well this week. In this video, I wanted to go over my chain making process with you. As you know, in the last video, we did the putting together of the jump rings and soldering those so you could see how that was done. Well, this week I'm going to go ahead and show you how I put my chain together for my finished product. And again, I hope I have that finished product ready for you so you can see what it's going to look like by the end of this video. Anyway, okay, here we go. All right, now I've got two jump rings that are closed already and one that is open. So I'm going to do the little wiggle trick here. Open it up again, back and forth, not pulling. Put my two jump rings on. Put my glasses down again so I can see what I'm doing. Wiggle those back and forth to seal up that spot till we get it where I like it. And then this is a method. There's several different methods you can use for soldering the joint in your chain. One, you can divot out in your block that you're using, your firing block, and just kind of lay your piece this way so you have a flat surface here, and you can go in and pick solder and put the solder on there, or you can actually use the same method we used to put the rings together initially. This method I learned from Francesca Watson at the Makery, and with this new setup that I have here, which I've shown you before, it just makes this process so much easier. And what I'm trying to do is just get these other rings down low so they're not pulling at the top ring here. But I've got it set up with my joint on top. I'm going to go ahead and use some medium solder this time. I know these other rings have hard solder on them, so if I use a medium solder, I'm not having to heat quite as much, although my goal is not to heat these at all, only to heat this. I'm going to take a small piece of solder and set it out here. Whoop, is it there? That is small. Let's go for a little bit more. There we go. I like that one a little better. Put my solder away. This is my handy dandy solder storage. What I do is cut it up. This is flat solder, and I cut it up, and I have my hard, medium, and easy in there, and it's very handy that way. All right, I'm gonna start my torch, get my pick. Nope, I'm gonna back up a minute. On my pick, what I want to make sure I do, and this is my sandpaper sheets, is I want to make sure my pick is nice and clean. So I'm going to sand it off and clean it up and make sure that that pick is nice and clean so I can easily pick up my solder and put it on my jump ring here. This is kind of a handy thing. I've got several different grits of sandpaper that are glued down on this cardboard, so I can just grab it and use it whenever I need it. So that's a kind of a handy thing too. A little tip for you there. All right, so what I'm going to do is heat the top of this a little bit. I'm using a liquid flux. I'm going to flux this. And now with my torch, what I'm going to try to do is go parallel, I believe, to the heated surface here, and just heat my ring a little bit on the top and try not to heat those bottom rings. Then I'm going to go into my solder, let it ball up, grab it on the end of my pick, come back here, and as steady as I can do it, I'm going to drop it into that seam. It's pretty good. I want to move it just a little bit, which I can do, and it looks like it hit pretty good. And there you go. Got a little bit of I can see it just a little bit. I may want to put just a little bit more solder in there to clean it up. So I'll just go ahead and do that right now. And the reason I'm not seeing it, that it dripped onto the bottom, It is sealed, but I can still see the seam, and I don't want to see that seam. So I am going to grab a little bit more solder. And you can fill a seam a little bit with solder if you need to. I know oftentimes they tell you can't fill things with solder, but you know what? You can if you're tricky about it. So I'm going to have to go ahead and go in here, ball up this little piece of solder. Hopefully it won't get too dirty from all my flux that's down here. Yeah, there, I got it. And go back in here, put it where I want it, and get that in there. I like that better. I like that better. All right. And I didn't hurt my other rings, and I have a little chain. And then I'll just keep going. I'll keep adding to that. I'll do another set like this and then add them together and keep going till I have my chain completed. Okay. Okay, I thought I'd show you what we have so far. I put together this chain, which is very simple, round jump rings is what I use, 16 gauge sterling silver. And this is going to be attached to this piece that I'm working on. And then I will set a stone. Obviously, I need to do the other side too yet, which I will, but it's coming together. So I hope you enjoyed chain making. See you next time.